Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining my video today. Okay. If you have not found out or heard or saw the post, I am doing a series called Grace Found Me, and essentially I'll be romanticizing the life the enemy tried to steal from me. Because why not? Right? Why not? So I'm excited to, really just continue the conversation about what Grace Found Me is all about. Tonight we're going to talk about permission to soften. Um, I think that the fact that we are already in the second quarter of the year is wild because it feels like we just said Happy New Year. But we didn't. Thank you. Sure. Um, uh, my husband. Um, we're literally in the second quarter of the year, and it's exciting because the first quarter for me, I feel like so much was stripped away from me. I went through so much inner healing and deliverance that I didn't even know I was going through. And it really softened me. It gave me permission to soften. The first quarter, God through the prayer and fasting that I do regularly as a spiritual hygiene, and recently joining the Year of the Bride fast, it has really torn some things down off of me. It has broken down some thought processes that I have, that I had. By the grace of God, I don't have anymore. Just about what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a wife, what it means to steward well your children, and so on and so forth. And so Grace Found Me. This is my signature series about romanticizing everything life tried to break. And today we're kicking it off live. And I want to ask a simple question. Drop where you're watching from and tell me, are you in your soft life? Not an era, but are you in your soft life yet? Or are you still in survival mode? I would also like to acknowledge that April, amongst other things, is Stress Awareness Month, and it is also Essay Month, Essay Awareness Month. Not to mention that this is Holy Week. So my birth, like everything that happened in March, then like my birthday was on Monday, and I went throughout this like the last few days, like, oh my gosh, like God is literally breaking everything down for me. And it was a reminder of what is getting ready to take place for what many call Easter, but what we know to be resurrection. And so this is the Holy Week. This is the week that all of those series of events took place that took Jesus to the cross, and he still chose to die on the cross for our sins. So it is an honor, it is a privilege to get to serve God and the people that he has entrusted me to. And this is a part of the reason why I'm romanticizing my life, because life could be so much worse. Like we could be going through so much more turmoil that a lot of people face on a regular basis. But here we are in beautiful United States of America. Even though it's crazy times for a lot of people, you can still romanticize your life. You can still enjoy your life. You don't have to wait until you have the job, until you have the money, until you have um, the husband or the wife or the children. You can do the romanticizing of your life now. And then I can hear the commentary, well, Ashley, I don't have money like that, and I'm homeless and so on and so forth. Listen, when I was homeless, just about 2 years ago now, man, we found ways to make light of our situation, not to disregard how we got to the situation, but we made fun. We made peace with where we were. We found reason to, just enjoy who God has made us to be, regardless of what we had. We had opportunities to take time with our children. We pulled back, we moved slower, we were able to think like, man, what can I do with my life that's going to make my life better? Even in the mundane, how can we enjoy these moments even though we're unsure about tomorrow? That season of homelessness for us really taught us how to lean on the Lord. And the truth is, a lot of us do not trust God. We trust our talents, we trust our abilities, we trust our jobs, we trust people, but we don't trust the giver of all of those things. We don't trust the giver of all of those things. To say, Lord, whatever you want me to do it. And so I was literally like a basket case on Monday. And not in a bad way, because being a basket case is not good. But I was crying about everything, but it was everything that came up over that has taken place in just the last 5 years of my life that I had suppressed so much, to the point where I had grown numb. My husband was asking me, like, what do you mean when you say you don't feel loved, or you don't even when anger comes up, like you don't feel angry? It's just like, I kind of was in a meh, or kind of in like a block moment. Um, Not to mention I had had several children, and just always taking me off of the front burners and putting myself on the back burners. And sometimes I wasn't even on the burners at all. And what that did to me, it was disregard the brilliance that God had put on the inside of me. And that was ultimately the plot of the enemy, because eventually, if you break a person's spirit, when you go through so much back to back, and when you take so much off of people back to back, when those experiences happen to you and you don't deal with all of the stuff that is happening to you, it's going to make it very hard for you not to have a broken spirit. And once your spirit is broken, what can the body do? You see, our spirits give our bodies life. Okay? The spirit of God in us is what gives us life. And so once that spirit breaks, once we allow the enemy to break our spirit, because that's his intention: kill, steal, and destroy. Once we allow that to happen, it makes it very difficult for you to arise out of that. So you need a savior. So we thank God for him going to the cross for us this past, we don't know the exact time and date, but it's around about this time, and we just go celebrate that, okay? We thank God for him going to the cross, going to Calvary, because he gave us permission to soften. And I want to give someone else permission to soften. I want to give you permission to feel all the feels. Sit, deal, and heal with what's going on with you. Because if you don't, you will be like I was on Monday, a basket case, crying about everything. Can't hold no tears back. Can't, like, don't even want to eat. Don't even want to go anywhere. My husband kept asking me, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'm like, I don't know. Literally, that was my only answer. I literally could not utter anything that I wanted to do. I think that was God's way of saying, I'm not even going to give you a desire to want to do anything, but to sit in this moment and to deal what's really going on with you, because you have been strong enough in your own strength. It's time for you to allow me to be strong through you. And baby, when I say the strength of God is worth far more than what we could ever do, it is worth it. And so I made a declaration today through my Grace Found Me series, that I have permission to soften. God has given me permission to be free of everything that I've done, every sin that I've committed, every proud look, every lie that I told myself, every lie that I told other people by saying, oh, it's fine, I'm fine. That's a lie. I gave myself permission to step out of survival mode. And I want to do the same thing for you all. So this is a new season, not just for me, but for every person watching this live or catching this replay. Thank you for catching the replay. April is Stress Awareness Month and Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I'm not ignoring that. We're going to create beauty around that, because that is a part of my testimony. My testimony is I was diagnosed at 17 years old with psoriasis. I was the youngest case that my dermatologist has ever seen. And he looked at me and was like, wow, this case is, he literally said, disgusting. My hair, my scalp had gotten that bad. It was a line around my head, like a cap, like a helmet. I had this revelation the other day that that cradle cap looked like a helmet that was covering my head. It never touched my face. It never went anywhere else because I had an inner witness just here recently that that cap that was on my head in the form of scalp psoriasis was the enemy trying to put a different helmet on me than the one God had called me to have. He wanted to crown me with this disorder, and I would not stand for it. And so I went to my high school prom with a wig on. I went to my graduation, my senior graduation, with a wig on because my hair looked like Fire Marshal Bill because there was no way that my hair could grow through that hardness, that layer of thickness. It was literally like cradle cap. If you ever have a chance, look up what cradle cap looks like on a baby, like a severe case. It was bleeding. It was a smell. Like I couldn't bend my neck backwards like this. Like my hair was gone. No, it's not like it was terrible. I wish I had photos to show, but I lost my camera that had all of my photos in it. But I say that to the glory of God because a chronic disease, because this was a chronic disorder that they said the onset is stress. Um, and once I found out that it was stress, it was starting to attack my immune system. And so psoriasis attacks the immune system. It causes an overproduction of skin. And so that skin growth started to trickle down everywhere. It was in my arm folds, it was in the backs of my legs, and it was terrible. It was a nightmare to live in. But you know what? I glamorized it. I glamorized it. I made it beautiful. And I didn't do that on my own. And so it was an opportunity for me to say, you know what, I am aware that this is what is happening to my life right now. However, I know that this is just a season, this is not a sentence. No one could have told me that but God. Flesh and blood did not reveal that to me. Okay? And I want you to understand that this is the same thing for you. God is no respecter, has no respecter of person. Okay. We have to start creating beauty in the middle of everything that we're going through. So when I talked about going through homelessness, we went to every park in Jacksonville, Florida, because this is where we are. We said, you know what? After school, we're going to go to a playground and we're going to try out all the new parks or all the parks across the city. And that's something we did. And it was an opportunity for us to find the beauty in us having to go and stay at a family member's 1 bedroom apartment that was infested with roaches. All 6 of us. I had just had my fifth child, and it was a tough season. It was a tough season, but God kept us in that season. And so, who am I to not acknowledge that grace found me, that God found me at my lowest, and He gave me joy, He gave me peace of mind, He gave me the love and affection that I needed from a father. He was there for me. He gave me permission. And so when going to this cross, going into Resurrection Sunday, man, let me tell you something. It's me and God. It's me and God. It's me and God because I know the power that God can do in someone's life. I know the power. And so that's where the series comes from. That's where the series comes from, and we're gonna be carrying on this series until we ain't, okay? And so grace didn't wait until I was healed to find me. It found me in the mess, and it gave me a message. And that's what this series is all about. That's what I'm gonna be talking about on my social media and wherever the Lord leads me from there. And so, what does it actually mean to soften? What does it mean to relax? What does it mean to have faith or to trust, right? It's not a weakness. It's not a naivety. It's choosing to stop bracing for impact. It's choosing to step out of survival mode. It is choosing God over your circumstances. And I want to talk about women who've had to be strong so long that they forgot what rest actually feels like. And this applies to the men too, but we're talking about the women, okay? The nervous system piece. Let's talk about that briefly. Your body is tired. Your body, is tired from being on guard. It is my belief and my understanding that a lot of people that are in the military personnel, they struggle a lot with softening or relaxing because of their training and because of what they've seen and what they've had to endure, that they find themselves having to be on a lot. And so they come out of when they, finally retire, or if they, leave the military early, or whatever the case may be, they find it very hard to either sit still or to deal with their own mental health issues. A lot of them, unfortunately, go through PTSD, and that's stress. And we have to bring awareness and language to this, because if we do not bring awareness and language to what people are dealing with, they will go through silent struggles. We will see people getting arrested for things that they should have been getting counsel for. If you, whoever you are, God has called you to go back into school to get your degree to be a counselor or a therapist, we need more kingdom counselors and therapists that can help people and not just want to take their money. Your body is tired of being on all the time. God did not design us that way. And so we know in scripture it tells us that the joy of the Lord is our strength. Joy isn't something you perform, it's something you receive when you finally put it all down. It's something you receive when you finally put it all down. You don't have to scream to be heard. You don't have to fight to be chosen. You don't have to leave before you get left. You can say, you know what? I'm just going to put this in the hands of the Father, and I'm not going to try to be strong for everybody else. I'm going to take a second to give my nervous system a chance to catch up. I just recently told my husband, we were talking about something, and he was just like, he said, what you call it? And he was trying to recall something from his memory. And I said, slow down, give your brain a second to say what it's trying to say. It was tough at first because he was like, oh, well, I guess I could. And then, he was able to get out what he was trying to say. But we've been taught to be in such a rush. We've been taught that we have to spit it out. We have been taught so much of rush culture, so much of get it done and spit it out, talk faster, land the plane, so on and so forth, to the fact that our brain is not able to catch up with our words. It's why some people stumble over their words. They have a hard time articulating what it is that they're experiencing, because they are constantly on the go, or they're constantly being told to hurry up, or they look at people's faces and they feel like the person is not listening, or the person is checked out, and so they shut down. And so I'm giving you permission to soften. I'm giving you permission to feel everything that life has thrown at you. Sorry. Everything that life has thrown at you, I'm giving you permission to soften, because you need it. And I want to know what being too strong has cost you. I want you to know that there's no way that you can continue being strong in your own right and not go through a lot of mental torment. Okay? It's just not, it's not going to be possible. I remember when Elijah went to go up against the prophets, after he went up against Jezebel and her prophets, he literally had a panic attack. and was like, I just don't want to be here anymore. He had just done a great thing, stood up against a great crowd of people. He stood for righteousness. And immediately after that, mental torment set in. Mental torment set in. And so I'm here to tell you that if they were dealing with mental torment in the Bible days, what do you think we're going to deal with right now? And they had more access to Jesus than we seemingly had. Okay? At the end of the day, we have to start looking at our lives as um, vessels. When we see ourselves as vessels, we are then now taken off of this ideology of I have to do everything. I have to fill my own vessel. When you're a vessel, you just wait to be filled. And depending on what kind of vessel, you are either going to be poured out, you are going to be layered upon, you're going to bring light, because if you're a candle, you're going to bring light. Whatever the vessel God has made you, you have to take time to take time. You're not God. You're not God. Plain and simple. You're not God. You're not God. I'm not God. Don't want to be God. He do his job very well. He don't need my help. And the moment you come off of that feeling like I gotta help God, it's gonna be tough for you. And so in this season, one thing that I've personally chosen to soften is how hard I am on myself. I'm like really tough on myself. If I miss a day of posting, or I miss a day of, doing something, or if my house isn't spick and span, like I am so tough on myself. And in turn, that makes me tough on my family because they have to deal with that as well. And so that is one thing that I'm softening in this season, is being okay when there's chaos um, around me. Sorry, y'all. When there's chaos around me, but there's not chaos in me. Okay. And so this series is going to run for as long as it's going to run till the Lord give me something different. Every week I'll be teaching a new pillar, every day a new conversation, and I want you to follow along in the journey so that you can learn how to romanticize your life, because romanticizing your life is really just expressing gratitude. It's just a cute way to say it. Expressing your gratitude in the little things. And when you can be faithful over expressing your gratitude, or being thankful for the little things that you have, God will make you a ruler of much. Okay, so I want you to follow along. I want you to share this live with a friend who needs to chill out, who needs to relax on themselves. And if something in you knows you need more than just a live, I want you to click the link in my bio. Okay, ladies, I have an upcoming retreat called the Strong Friend Retreat. This retreat is specifically designed to help you learn how to soften but not lose your strength, because you still need to be strong. You need to stand against the walls of the enemy, so that requires a level of strength. But receiving the joy of the Lord, that is your strength. That is what this retreat is all about. And the early bird pricing is available. So I'm excited for you all to grab your tickets. Go to my website, www.ashleymsturgis.com, and you can put in / the Strong Friend Retreat, and you shall see all that you need to see, because once the tickets are sold out, we are closing registration, because we want to make sure that we are very intentional about pouring into our guests, especially as women. We need spaces that allow us to break, and there's no judgment, there's no expectation of you having it all together. Like, I know women that won't even let tears flow from their eyes. They like always wiping it. I'm like, girl, let the waterworks work. They're working on your behalf. They're working on your behalf. So this retreat is happening September 3rd through the 6th in Jacksonville, Florida. at a beautiful hotel resort. Um, it's going to be a special experience. If you have been to anything that I have done or have seen any of my events online, you know that I'm very intentional about just how I cater to the people that are taking the time to come to this event. And I think it not strange that someone that struggled to be celebrated growing up is the one that does the most celebrating. But my reward is not in me being celebrated, is the fact that I'm able to celebrate other people. And so my birthday used to be a point of contention for me, but now it is a reminder that God sent me here with a purpose. And every birthday, I should remember that I'm a gift, and so should you. You're a gift. You are a gift. You're supposed to be a gift. Some of y'all are not being gifts. And you need to be a gift. You're supposed to be a gift. Because what does it say when Jesus was born? Unto us a Savior was born. That sounds like a gift to me. He said, I did not come to be served. I came to serve. That's a gift. That is a gift. So I want you guys to head on over to the website so that you can grab your early bird ticket for the Strong Friend Retreat happening in Jacksonville, Florida, September 3rd through the 6th, Labor Day weekend. So I know y'all got that Monday off. Don't even play. Okay, so just take Thursday and Friday, y'all, so you be all right. Come and have a good time with us. But I'm excited to help the ladies reset their nervous systems, help them learn how the Bible and the brain work together, and how everything we need is literally found in His Word. It's literally found in His Word. It's literally found in His presence. It is found in relationship with God and community. Okay? So I pray that you all have a beautiful night. Let's have a beautiful night. I want to see how much time got on here. Yes. Have a great night. Go to the website www.ashleymsturgis.com/ the Strong Friend Retreat. The early bird special is live, and I look forward to hosting you this year. If you miss this year, you're just gonna have to wait to next year, and you're gonna have to watch the stories and see all of the content from all the ladies that come. But it's gonna be a blast, and yeah, that's it. I pray that y'all have a great day. Well, great night, y'all. It's late. I'll be looking at the time sometime. Um, Hold on, sorry. Yeah, that's it. Y'all have a good night. Share this with somebody. Follow me if you're not already following me. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at ashlymsturgis.com or Ashley M. Sturgis on all platforms. Go to my website for the Strong Friend Retreat, ashlymsturgis.com / the Strong Friend Retreat.